Good morning, grade 9s. Welcome back for today's class. Today we start a new lesson, and that is Woordsoorte deel 1, which is, of course, in English parts of speech. And it's my privilege to teach it to you. Again, please copy. Please copy or take a screenshot of the email address there, melissapinar.atg@gmail.com. And if afterwards you maybe want the PowerPoint or perhaps have a question about today's work, please just pop me an email and I'll help you there. Okay, so there is the email address then. Right, I'm going to switch over to Afrikaans now. Vandag leer ons 'n bietjie oor selfstandige naamwoorde wat dan nouns is in Engels en byvoeglike naamwoorde wat adjectives is. Ek het probeer om vir julle lekker prentjies in te sit wat dit dalk meer kan verduidelik. So ons kan kyk daarna en as jy vasbrand dan moet jy vir my net in die chatbox sê juffrou jy's dalk bietjie te vinnig of so ietsie en dan sal ek so bietjie stadiger werk. Dit is belangrike werk hierdie. Hoekom is dit belangrik? Dit is belangrik vir my en vir jou om woordsoorte te ken omdat dit ons help met spelling en skryf. As ek en jy weet wat is byvoorbeeld 'n selfstandige naamwoord of wat is 'n byvoeglike naamwoord, dan weet ons met ander woorde ook hoe om die woordjies te groepeer of te rangskik. So we know how to group the words if we know what a selfstandige naamwoord and a byvoeglike naamwoord, which is nouns and adjectives is. If we know that, then we can also help work on the spelling of it. And of course, the most important rule, if you are able to identify nouns and all parts of speech for that matter, it will make you clever. And we are all clever people here. Okay, so kom ons begin met selfstandige naamwoorde, which is nouns. And I want you to concentrate now. And I asked you here to put on a thinking cap. So the reason I want you to put on a thinking cap is because this is not difficult work as such, but really work that you need to concentrate with. So, ons begin eers met selfstandige naamwoorde hierso. Put your thinking cap on, and I want you to quickly look at this picture. Selfstandige naamwoorde is everything I can see and touch. So, this light bulb, in Afrikaans, dan word dit 'n gloeilamp genoem. 'n Gloeilamp is iets wat ek kan sien en ek kan daaraan vat. So daarom is die gloeilamp 'n selfstandige naamwoord. Kom ons begin met die les. Dit is woorde wat mense, diere, plekke of dinge name gee. Met ander woorde, in English it gives meaning or names to, it identifies people, diere, plekke of dinge, people, things or so on. And then jy kan gewoonlik aan selfstandige naamwoorde vat, byvoorbeeld tafel, maar nie aan 'n abstrakte selfstandige naamwoord soos liefde nie. In English, you can usually touch, as I said here with the light bulb, you can usually touch nouns. For instance, you can touch the light bulb, but you cannot touch an abstract selfstandige naamwoord, which is in English an abstract noun, soos liefde, love nie. You cannot touch love, but perhaps you can see it. Selfstandige naamwoorde het gewoonlik 'n meervoud en verkleining en geslag. In other words, it's got a plural, it's got a diminutive and it's got geslag. Maar selfstandige naamwoorde hoef nie aan al die kriteria te voldoen nie. Byvoorbeeld 'n man is 'n soort naam, Koos is 'n eie naam, liefde en haat is abstrakt, 'n skoolvisse is 'n versamelnaam, silwer is 'n stofnaam en bekerwater is 'n maatnaam. Quickly, again, selfstandige naamwoorde usually have meervoud en verkleining en geslag, but it doesn't always have to do all the criteria there. And for instance, a man is a soortnaam, a Koos is 'n eienaam, and so on and so forth. And then a very important aspect. There is 5 types of selfstandige naamwoorde, which is 'n eienaam, and that's usually the name of a place of somebody. Soortname, which is types of things, for instance, a table or a chair. Versamelname, which groups things, for instance, it will say a school of visse or a trop of leeu's. And then massaname, which usually refers to lots of a heap of sand, for instance, and then selfstandige naamwoorde, which is the abstracte selfstandige naamwoorde, which refers to emotional stuff, liefde, heart, so on and so forth. Okay, let's start with the first one. You'll see I put a picture in of John. Now, John is a proper noun. It's an eienaam. It's a name of a person or a place. Okay, here we go. So I've given you an example here. Susan is a proper noun because it's a name of somebody, Susan. And then also Table Mountain is a place. Goed, die naam van 'n persoon of 'n geografiese verskynsel, geography things. For instance, die 'n plek, 'n brug, 'n pas of 'n straat. So it's for instance a place or a bridge or a pas or a street. Eiename begin altyd met hoofletters. That is something that we've learned, I think, from grade 1. All names of places and people always start with a capital letter, even if it stands in the middle of a sentence. Jy sien hierso, selfs al staan dit in die middel van 'n sin, gaan dit nog steeds altyd 'n hoofletter hê. And my example here, I'm going to read the entire thing for you quickly. Jan is in Laerskool Mfuleni Park, in Vanderbijlpark. Leerders van Laerskool Mfuleni Park noem hulle self die Emmies. Jan, en dan here I've got a typo, trek elke maandag sy sportklere aan. Hy gaan in Junie 'n skaaktoernooi in Kaapstad bywoon. So Jan is a name of a person, so it must have a capital letter. Laerskool Mfuleni Park is a primary school in the town Vanderbijlpark, and the children of Laerskool Mfuleni Park call themselves the Emmies. And of course Mondays and not Mondays, weekdays and months always have capital letters as well. And then of course Kaapstad is also the name of a town. So just a recap, not pronouns, proper nouns is then referring to people or places and always in capital letters. Okay, the next one, soortname, which is common nouns. And you'll see that there's a chair. And the chair, of course, is a thing which I can see and touch. And then I don't know how many of you have actually know the artist Picasso, but art is also common of a noun. It's something I can see and touch. Right, so let's quickly look at the example here. Soortname verwys gewoonlik na dit wat ons kan sien, aanraak, byvoorbeeld tafel of stoel. Again, it's something I can see and touch, like for instance a table. Look at the picture, a table and a chair. Dis die algemeenste selfstandige naamwoord, which means it's the most common noun that we can have. That's why it's probably called common nouns. Jy kan 'n toets of test deur te kyk of die woord 'n meervoud. Ander woorde, if you can test it by seeing whether the word is a plural or a diminutive, or if it's an article. Now, we're only going to get to articles later when we do woordsoorte in English, in Afrikaans. But let me quickly tell you, a lidwoord in English is an article, and we only have two in Afrikaans, a die en a. So die en a is my two lidwoorde in Afrikaans. And it will always stand in front of the selfstandige naamwoord. Look here, die is the article, stoele is the selfstandige naamwoord. Let's look at the example here. Juffrou vra vir die klas om die stoele op die tafels te pak sodat die skoonmaker die vloer kan vee met die besem. I've identified all the nouns for you in this sentence. Juffrou, klas, which is of course the classroom, stoele, the chairs, tafels, the tables. Skoonmaker refers to a person, who cleans, a cleaner, for in other words. Vloer is the floor, and the besem is the broom. Do you see here? This is the little man who's giving us this sentence. All right, guys, so this is then common nouns. If you want me to quickly recap or just go back to proper nouns or explain to you common nouns again, please tell me. Guys, it's very important that you stop me. Just leave me a message in the inbox or on the chat box if you want me to go back. It's much more important for you to understand the work than for us to rush the work in 45 minutes. I don't like rushing. Okay, the next one is verzamelname. In English, then collective nouns. And if you look at the pictures here, it's a bunch of lions and lots of bees. In English, in Afrikaans, dit word gebruik om massas te meet, so masses of things. And in Afrikaans, the example here, 'n swerm bye en 'n trop leeu's. Die swerm bye het die trop leeu's aangeval. Do you see here? So masses, it's collective nouns, it's groups of things. Okay, I see here Tabili wants me quickly to recap eienname. Okay, guys, I'm quickly going back there. Eienname is proper nouns, and this is usually the words or the names of people and places. So, for instance, Tabile, your name is a proper noun because it refers to you. It's a name of a person. Okay, Tabile, so then I don't know where you live, but for instance, my name, Melissa, is a proper noun because it's my name. It's written with a capital letter, and I live in Johannesburg. Johannesburg is, of course, then a proper noun because it is a name of a place. It's geographical place. Okay, Tabile, can you just please tell me there if you understand this, please? Tabile, please just type something there if you understand, and then I will give you, and then I can go on. I don't want to go on if you don't understand. Thank you, Tabile. I'm very glad you understand it. Okay, just to recap then, selfstandige naamwoorde verzamelname is then of course collective nouns. It refers to a bunch of things, and there is a specific name for it. Now we're going to get there. I've given you a few verzamelname here. So in Afrikaans there is a lot of verzamelname, so I'm only giving you a few here, and then I will also refer, maybe I'll just at the end of the lesson quickly, or tomorrow rather, I'll go and type in a website or something where you can study some of it. Okay, so the first one there is a bende rowers. It refers to robbers, a bunch of robbers, bende rowers. A bundle gedigte. This is usually one that people get wrong or forget. So I'm learning this to you now, and I'm asking you, a bundle gedigte. Gedigte is poetry, nee, so it's poems. I don't know what you call poems. It's probably a book of poems in English. A school visser. I'm not sure if it's also a school of fish. I think it's a school of fish in English. Nee. A swarm bye of voëls. Trop eende, ganse en leeu's. A trop eende, ganse en leeu's. This is also one that people usually get wrong. A vlootskip, I think it's a fleet in English. A werpselhondjies, people also forget that. A werpsel. So a werpselhondjies refers to a little group of baby dogs. So let's recap. It's a bende rowers, a bundel gedigte, a skool visse, 'n swerm bye of voëls, 'n trop eende, ganse of leeu's, 'n vloot skepe en 'n werpsel hondjies. Guys, again, this is only some of the collective nouns that we have in Afrikaans. There is quite a lot. Of course, then in a bondel wasgoed. So if your mom or you, whoever does the washing in your house, the laundry, that is then a bondel wasgoed. Now we get to mass names, massa name. The picture I have for you here is a whip sand in Afrikaans. If you can count all of that little corals of sand, then you are a genius. And I'm sure you are a genius, but I don't think we all have time to go and count all the korreltjies of sand there. And that is why we have something like mass nouns of massa for selfstandige naamwoorde, because it refers to vaste stowwe metale, gasse en vloeistowwe. So, you know, liquids and metals and stuff like that, because it's stuff that really can't be counted. I cannot count all the korreltjies of sand there, and I cannot count all the metals and gases and stuff like that. So that is why we have mass nouns. For instance, the example here, tonne lemoensap word jaarliks in die fabriek vervaardig. Tons of orange juice are being manufactured in the fabriek each year. That tonne lemoensap is something that it's almost it is uncountable, nee? And that's why we have mass nouns. Okay, we have done versamelname and we have done massa nouns now. So we have done 4. Nee, I want to know if you guys are still with me, if you are fine, if you understand, and if you don't understand, again, I'll go back quickly. It's very important that you tell me. So I'm going on to abstract nouns, but I have my eye on the chat box if you perhaps want me to go back. Now, this is a very interesting noun because remember I said with selfstandige naamwoorde, it's usually something you can see and touch. Now, I cannot touch love, and but I can see it, for instance. Nee, but abstracte selfstandige naamwoorde or abstract nouns refers to stuff which is emotions usually. For instance, here I've written, you can see love because you can see how the people care about each other, but it's not something that you can touch, for instance, nee. So dit gaan gepaard met gevoelens, abstrakte konsepte en toestande. So usually, I'm going to quickly translate this. It's feelings, abstract concepts, and stuff that happens to stande. I'm not getting the English word just right there, but the most important thing that you should know is it has something to do with emosies, nee, your feelings. Hy het haar gevra om te trou by 'n groot samekoms. Now that's actually rather a mass noun, but it's also an abstract selfstandige naamwoord because it's really not something that you can count for, omdat hy lief is vir haar. Hy het haar gevra om te trou by 'n groot samekoms, omdat hy lief is vir haar. So lief is love, nee. And samekoms is actually, as I said, a mass noun. Okay, so 'n abstracte selfstandige naamwoord again has to do with emotions and abstract concepts, something that I cannot put in words, for instance, or cannot explain. Usually emosies. Okay, guys, I think that was the last selfstandige naamwoorde. Now let's get some interactive or get some participation here. I want you to quickly help me with this oefening here that we've made, and let me quickly just see who is all my participants this morning. Do I have some of my familiar kiddies here? So I've got Charlton and Tabile. Yes, I remember you, and Yolishwa. Who is that little face there? Please, I think Duresh was here also yesterday, and Tanya can't, I think she was here. So I don't see all of my kiddies, but I see some of you, and I'm very glad that you are here again. So let's quickly ask Charlton. I remember you were quite active or participant yesterday. So quickly identify for me the selfstandige naamwoorde in the following sentence. Die man eet 'n appel. So think of stuff that you can see and touch in that sentence. Die man eet 'n appel. Chat, put it in the chat box. Oh, Yolishwa, sorry, the font is too small. Okay, let me quickly see if I can fix that for us. Sorry. Sometimes I forget. Okay, let's see. It doesn't want to. Okay, I'm just going to do this. Okay, I hope this is better. Die man eet 'n appel, and then I saw here little okay, Yolishwa, so it's fine then. Nee, okay, the apple in a man. What is that guy's name there with the face? Okay, or okay, so apple, yes, and I've got and man. Good. You guys are quite clever. The next one, Pieter gaan die vakansie Kaapstad toe. Pieter is going on holiday in Cape Town. Okay, Kai. Hi, Kai. All right, so quickly look there. Pieter gaan die vakansie Kaapstad toe. Pieter, yes, Joshua. Definitief. Pieter is 'n selfstandige naamwoord. And I see two more. Kaapstad, thank you, Joshua. Joshua, sorry. And another one. It's not something I can touch or see, but it's a type of thing. Come on, guys, you know this one. Pieter gaan die vakansie Kaapstad toe. Yes, Charlton, well done. So, of course, then, my nouns is Pieter vakansie in Kaapstad. You guys are very clever. Nommer 3, ons het 'n sak wortels gekoop. We bought a bag of carrots. What is the selfstandige naamwoorde in that sentence? Okay, so wortel, definitief. Wortels, yes. And what type of selfstandige naamwoord is that? And sak, thank you, Charlton. Quickly help me. The word sak and wortels. What type of selfstandige naamwoorde is that? What do you think? Sak and wortels. They are very much the same type of selfstandige naamwoord. Remember, I said it's things. I can see them, I can touch the sak, I can touch the wortel, I can see it. What type is it? Is it a proper noun? Is it a common noun? Is it an abstract noun, a mass noun? What do you think? I'm not going on until I have an answer here. And please don't hesitate to answer. Nobody's right or wrong. To me, it's important that we all participate. What type of proper noun, or not proper noun, sorry. What type of nouns is sak and wortels? Try. What about you, Daresh? Would you like to try? It is not a collective noun, no. Collective noun refers to like a school of fish or something. Thank you, Lushwa. Try again. It's a common noun. Well, thank you, Daresh. Okay, common noun. Thank you, Tabile. You guys are very, very clever. Okay, the next one. Sy gevoel vir haar is, oh, there I'm giving you the answer. Gevoel vir haar is onbeskryflik. So that's an abstract noun, nee, gevoel. Sy het haar sonbril opgesit toe die son in haar oë skyn. Now there is quite a lot of nouns. Let's see. She put her sunglasses on when the sun shone in her eyes. Sy, no, onkabetse, sy is not a selfstandige naamwoord, but thank you for trying. Charlton, yes, sonbril, good. Yes, Tabile, sonbril, oë, thank you so much, Kai. So that is oë as well, and I see another one there. You can really do this. So skyn, no, Diresh, skyn is a verb. Sy het haar sonbril opgesit toe die son in haar oë skyn. Yes, Elisha, son, because I wouldn't want to touch the sun, but you can definitely see it, and you can touch the sun if you really want to. So the sonbril, son en oë is then my nouns in that sentence. Die skoolvisse het verby die hawe geswem. Now I see a collective noun in here, and I see a common noun. Let's see. Okay, Kai, so you said school. In this sentence, it will be school of visse. Thank you, Charlton. So in this sentence, school visse, and that is a collective noun, a versamel noun in English, in Afrikaans. And then I see another one. Thank you, Tabile. I see another one. Also something that you can touch and you can see, but you wouldn't want to touch it because you won't have a hand anymore. You know this. Yes, hi, thank you, Kai. Yes, you can really try and touch the shark, but I don't think you would want to. Nee. So, of course, then a skoolvisse in a high. And that, my dear children, is selfstandige naamwoorde. Let me quickly hear from you guys. Does any one of you want me to go back? Do you all understand all the selfstandige naamwoorde? And remember, I am more than willing to send you this PowerPoint afterwards. So if you One more time, please, Charlton. No problem. Let's go back. Okay, guys, so I'm going to go back just to make sure that we all understand, and I don't mind doing that. So let's quickly look at proper nouns now. Proper nouns is again the name of a place or a person. So for instance here, again, a name of a place or person. For instance, Susan is then a name of somebody, and Table Mountain is the name of a place. So proper nouns are always written in capital letters, and it refers to the name of a person or the place. Okay, and then the next one is a soortnaam, common noun, which refers to things, like a table, a chair. And if you look at the pictures here, it's like it's a table or a chair or a broom or a person. You can touch the human, you see there. So it's you can touch. Usually you can test a common noun by seeing if it can have a plural. So it's one stool but two stoele, one tafel but two tables or tafels. And then if it's you can also see if it's verkleining, in other words, a diminutive. For instance, een stoel en dan is dit 'n klein stoeltjie. Tafel, tafeltjie. Besem, besemtjie. And then also a lidwoord, which I remember I said we only get a and d as lidwoorde or articles in Afrikaans. And it's always in front of the noun. Die tafels of 'n tafel. Goed. En dan gaan ons gou deur omgaan. Juffrou vra vir die klas om die stoele op die tafels te pak sodat die skoonmaker die vloer kan vee met die besem. Charlton, so in this instance, everything that I can see and touch is a common noun. I can touch the juffrou, I can see the juffrou. I can touch the class, I can see the class, and so on and so forth. Okay, then let's quickly run back to versamelname, which is collective nouns in English, and it refers to masses of things. A bunch of lions, or I don't know, it's a swarm of bees in English, I'm not sure. So it refers to a bunch of things, just a swarm bye and a trop leeu's. And sometimes, and in some instances, but I'd rather put this with the next one that we're going to do, but kilogram and liter and centimeter. And then I've given you a few versamelname here, 'n bende rowers, 'n bundel gedigte, 'n skoolvisse, 'n swarm bye of voëls. And then let's go on. 'n trop eende of ganse of leeu's, 'n vlootskepe. Remember I said 'n bundel gedigte, 'n bende rowers, 'n vlootskepe, en 'n werpsel hondjies. People often forget what those are in Afrikaans, And then lastly, 'n bondel wasgoed. Dan mass names. I'd actually put kilograms and liters in here. I think that might have been a typo. So for instance, it's stuff that I can't really count. It's uncountable stuff. Stowwe, metale, gasse en vloeistowwe. Tonne lemoensap. Stuff that I can't count. Look at the picture there. You cannot count all that korreltjies of sand in there. You cannot count all the little pieces of sand in that heap there. And that's why it is called a mass name. It's uncountable. All right. So in the example there again, Charlton, tonne lemoensap word jaarliks in die fabriek vervaardig. Tons of orange juice are being fabricated in the fabriek every year. So it's not something that you can count, Okay, and then my favorite one, abstrakte selfstandige. Yes, Yolishwa, actually you're right. We can count kgs and liters, but remember also that I showed you here. So it is correctly what I've put in it, but sometimes children, even me now, get confused with it. So to me, it also fits in here because tonne can actually be counted. You can say 1 ton, 3 ton, 4 ton. And that's why I've put it in here. So Lishwa, you are correct. But I think that it's just important that I distinguish between the two as well. Okay, so I'm going to go back to abstract nouns again. which I said is my favorite because it has to do with emotions, and I'm a person who really likes to love and to care for people, and so even the amount or the noun, the word care is an abstract noun because you can see care, but you cannot touch care. You can see love, but you cannot touch love. Nee. So abstract nouns refers to emotions usually. Okay, Charlton, can I have just a indication there if you're still fine, if you understand? Because you ask one more time. Just want to know if you're okay. Can we go on to adjectives now? Thank you, Charlton. You are fine. And again, if you struggle like Charlton did now, please just tell me. I don't mind going back and forth. It's important, as I said, that you understand the work. Okay, so byvoeglike naamwoorde. I want you to close your eyes quickly. I cannot see if you're closing your eyes, but I want you to close your eyes and see a little gift box in front of you. A gift box. Now that gift box is a noun because you can see it and you can touch it. But describe the gift box for me now. Is it big or is it small? Is it colorful or is it dull? Think for yourself now, né? You're seeing this in your mind now. Now all the words that I'm using to describe that gift box is a byvoeglike naamwoord or an adjective. Okay, so put your thinking cap on again. Look at this picture. There is a light bulb. It's a noun because I can see it and I can touch it. But it's a very bright light bulb. It's a helder globe because I can see it and I can touch it as a noun, but the word helder is describing it. That is a thinking cap. It's a noun. I can see it, I can touch it. But it's bright and blue. Dis helder en pragtig blou. And those words, helder en pragtig en blou, is descriptive words. In other words, byvoeglike naamwoorde. And if I look here what I've typed for you, dit word gebruik om 'n selfstandige naamwoord te beskryf. That's exactly what we did now. Dit word gebruik by trappe van vergelyking. Degrees of comparison. Dit word gebruik by intensiewe vorm. I'm not sure if it's called intensive forms in English, but in Afrikaans an example would be something is not so blue, something is blue, not blue, it is potblou. Grasgroen, goudgeel, spierwit. And voorbeelde van byvoeglike name in 'n sin. I'm quickly going to give you a few examples of adjectives in a sentence. Die man eet 'n groot appel. So let's identify the noun in this word quickly. The noun is a man and an apple. But I want to work with the word apple here now. So what is describing the apple? It's the word groot. And that word groot refers to a byvoeglike naamwoord or an adjective. And here I've written it in brackets for you. Groot, the word groot beskryf die appel. Remember, apple is a noun and the word groot describes the apple and therefore it is called a byvoeglike naamwoord. Die kamer is nou netjies. The room is neat and tidy. So, kamer is my noun, and what describes the kamer? The word netjies, nee. Netjies is neat or tidy, beskryf die kamer. So, die seun het vinnig om die atletiekbaan gehardloop. The boy ran quickly around the track. So, die seun is my noun, and atletiekbaan is my noun, but how quickly did he run? How quickly did he run? Vinnig, nee, in Afrikaans. So vinnig is the byvoeglike naamwoord and it describes the boy's action. Okay, so let's go on. Are you all still with me? Please stop me if I'm too fast. Okay, guys, look here. Die tafelblad is grof. The table is quite rough. Nee? The top of the table is quite rough. So the word grof describes the table. Okay, so again, it's a descriptive word. Oh, this is a long one. Die vrou eet 'n bak curry wat haar mond brand. Brand is burning, nee? And it's describing how the woman's mouth is feeling after she's eaten all the curry. Die vrou is my noun. A bak curry is also a noun. Mond is a noun. But what describes her mouth? Brand. Okay, guys, so it's important when you actually read a sentence to identify the noun which is being talked about by the byvoeglike naamwoord. Okay, so that, my boys and girls, are of course byvoeglike naamwoorde. Now, how can we identify byvoeglike naamwoorde? Firstly, we can look at trappe van vergelyking. Now, trappe van vergelyking is in English degrees of comparison, and this is when two or more things, well, degrees of comparison is when two or more things are being compared to each other, né? Comparisons. Die vergrotende trap word gebruik wanneer twee sake vergelyk word. Byvoorbeeld, Jan teken mooier as Sari. That is the comparative form. Die oortreffende trap word gebruik wanneer meer as twee sake met mekaar vergelyk word. So two or more things. Byvoorbeeld, Jan teken die mooiste. I'm actually just going to correct myself there. Die vergrotende trap, and the second point, is the comparative form, and it's only when two things are being compared to each other. Die oortreffende trap is the superlative form, and that is when more than two things or people are being compared to each other, and it usually has got a st and a at the comparative and the st at the superlative. Lidwoorde, remember I told you what a lidwoord is. It's an article, word gebruik altyd met die oortreffende trap. For instance, I'm giving you an example. Look there. Jan, look at that one. Jan teken die mooiste in die klas. Die is my article. Do you see there? Okay. Dan, as die byvoeglike naamwoord op 'n S eindig. So if the adjective ends on an S, verdubbel die S, then the S doubles in die comparative form, oortreffende trap. Byvoorbeeld, vies, you see it ends with an S. In the comparative form, not comparative, the oortreffende trap, it's going to double. The S is going to double. Nee. Okay, guys. Dan the last one there. 'n byvoeglike naamwoord wat op 'n E eindig. If an adjective ends on an E, then usually we're not going to say at the comparative form add an ER or at the superlative form add a STE. We are rather going to use the word meer and mees. Meer at the comparative form, mees at the superlative form. Byvoorbeeld, meer opgewonde. You see here, opgewonde ends on an E. So I'm going to say meer opgewonde, more excited, and most excited, mees opgewonde. Okay, this was quite a mouthful. Can I have an indication if you guys are still all with me? Let me quickly see there in the chat box. Charlton and Tabile and Yolishwa and so on and so forth. Let me quickly hear or see. Are you all still with me? Because it's a mouthful. I know that. Man, please go back to the first slide. Tabile, are you referring to the first slide of byvoeglike naamwoorde? I'll go back for you quickly. Okay, the first slide there. Okay, just make sure that is the first one. Okay, that's the first slide of byvoeglike naamwoorde. Yeah. Guys, you know you can take snappies of this as well, né? On your phones or iPads. Take a picture of the slides. So let me quickly do this then. That is byvoeglike naamwoorde. Take a snappy. I'm going to count till 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then take a snappy. in my mind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, on the laptop, Sky, can you not take a screenshot? Or, you know, guys, if we are finished with this PowerPoint, you can just pop me an email, and then I can send it back to you. So if you have a laptop, isn't there a chance that you can maybe take a screenshot? Okay, next one. This is an important one that I'll take a snappy of, because it's got a lot of info in here. Take a snappy. Again, if you can't take, if you don't have a phone or an iPad, try and take it on your computer. If not, at the end of the lesson, just pop me a private message with your email, and then, but it's only going to be when I finish this entire PowerPoint. Then I can quickly email the PowerPoint to you. Okay, I'm going to go on. I hope I can go on. Okay, so this is also a very nice one. This is actually my favorite part of byvoeglike naamwoorde. It's intensiewe forme, because this is just such a descriptive way of talking or describing something in Afrikaans, because it's being used to emphasize something. Dit word gebruik om iets te beklemtoon. Nee, look there. For instance, something is not just blue, it is potblauw. Silverskoon, which means it's very clean. Brandmaar, when somebody or something is very thin. Doodseker, when I'm very sure of something. Blitsvinnig, it's like the superhero, the Flash. Nee, he is very fast, he is blitsvinnig. Broodnodig. Broodnodig means I need something very much. It's almost like I need bread. Nee, muisstil. When it's very quiet, it's almost like a mouse. Okay, do you see all the beautiful descriptive ways that we can talk in Afrikaans? Nee, I'm quickly going to go through them again. Intensiewe forme. Dit word gebruik om te beklemtoon, to emphasize. For instance, potblauw, silverskoon, brandmaar, doodseker, blitsvinnig, broodnodig, muisstil. Now, I want to know from you guys, do you all understand those words? Because I can say that to you, but do you understand what potblauw and silverskoon, for instance, means? Chat to me. Do you all understand? Guys, I see we've got 3 minutes left of this lesson. So I'm quickly going to finish this slide at least. Oopsie. Okay. Now, I'm going to start with this one in our next lesson. This is an important book to have, and I hope that most of you have this book. Afrikaans Handbook and Study Guide, which is an English student's guide to Afrikaans. If you have this book, I always call it the Bible for an English student or another language student to understand Afrikaans. So if you have this book, usually you can just open it with me while I'm doing my presentations. So I'm going to start with this next slide when I start with my lesson tomorrow. Again, we're going to go on with this PowerPoint, and I want you to open it for tomorrow on page 14. Okay, so I'm going to stop this lesson here. I want you all to listen to me. Stay safe, wear your masks, take care. Enjoy the rest of your classes today, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for a wonderful lesson, and thank you for participating. Goodbye, guys.